Good morning, class. I hope you are doing fine. So, in previous class we were doing clauses, and now we have to continue with this chapter. We are coming to the end of this. Yes, we are on the end of this chapter, clauses. So, we have to start from page number 57, defining and non-defining relative clauses. So, we have we have already talked about what relative clauses are. Now we are going to discuss about their types. So there are two types of relative clause. First one is defining and another one is non-defining. Types of relative clause. There are two types: defining and non-defining. Okay, so we are going to talk about this. She is, for example, she is looking for the girl who lives in the new house. Or we went to a shop which sells grocery items. So in the above sentence, the clause who lives in the house indicates which girl. The clause which sells grocery items indicates which shop. This type of relative clause is called defining clauses. Okay. So in first sentence, defining one example. Okay. So the example was, she is looking for the girl who lives in the new house. Okay. So here, this who lives in the new house is talking about a girl. Okay. So this is talking about a girl. Okay, let me rewrite it so that it is visible to you. I hope you can see that. Okay. So next one, she is looking for Rani who borrowed her book. We went to supermarket which sells grocery items. So in the above sentence, the clause who borrowed her book and which sells grocery items tells us which person or place is meant. Okay, we are talking about which particular person or which particular place. So when that is Rani and superstore, we already know which person or shop is meant. Such clauses are called non-defining clause. Okay. Okay. So non-defining clause. So what happens here? We are talking about the particular person or thing. Okay. Example, Rani, and the other one was which was superstore. Okay. So we are talking about a superstore that sells grocery, and we are talking about Rani who borrowed her book. Okay. She is looking for some certain girl is looking for who? Rani. So we are talking about that particular person. So this is called non-defining clause. Okay. Now difference between defining and non-defining clause. With defining clause we do not use commas. Okay. So the difference for both would be defining and non-defining. So the first one would be do not use commas. Okay. In defining clause we don't use commas. We can use that in place of who, which, and we can leave out who, which, that when it is object. Okay, for example, we stayed at a place you told us about. So look, we are not using commas. In that we use that or which or who. Okay. Non-defining sentence we use clauses. Commas. We use commas. Am I clear? In this we use commas and we cannot use that and we cannot leave who, which. For example, means in this we use commas and also use what? Also use which or who. Am I clear? So in this we have two situations. In non-defining verb clauses we use commas and we also use which and who. In this we don't use commas. Now let's move on to the exercise. So exercise is joining sentence with relative clause. We can use relative clauses to join two sentences. Okay, we can use relative clause to join sentences together. For example, the girl stood at the gate. She greeted me cheerfully. So if we have to join these two sentences, we can say the girl who stood at the gate greeted me cheerfully. So we have joined these two individual sentences to form a single sentence. Okay? The girl who stood at the gate greeted me cheerfully. Okay, students? Now, another sentence would be Rohit plays football. He was selected for the team. So, if we have to join these two sentences together and form a single sentence, it would be Rohit. Another would be Rohit who plays football was selected for the team. Okay. So we have joined two sentences together. Rohit, who plays football, was selected for the team. Am I clear, students? Now you understand how you join two sentences together. Now let's move on to the last exercise of this chapter. Okay. So, combine these sentences together by converting one of them into a relative sentence. So, we have to combine these sentences together, okay, to form a relative clause. Some students have come to meet the principal. They are waiting outside. So, when we join these sentences together, it would form some students who have come to meet the principal are waiting outside. Okay. Some students who have come to meet the principal are waiting outside. Am I clear? Okay. Now let's move on to the second sentence. Mother gifted me a purse for this birthday. Mother gifted me a purse this birthday. I have lost it. So when we would join this sentence together, it would form I had lost the purse that mother gifted me this birthday. Okay. So the sentence becomes, after joining, I have lost the purse that mother gifted me this birthday. Am I clear? Students, please take down the screenshot. Okay. Let's move on to the another sentence. So, he bought me a new house. It is near a big park. So, if we would join this sentence, it would become, he bought a new house which is near a big park. Okay, which is near a big park. He bought me a new house which is near a big park. And the last sentence from this particular chapter, last exercise, she went to the new park. It has a musical fountain. Okay, so the sentence would be, she went to the new park which has a musical fountain. Okay, which has a musical fountain. Am I clear? She went to the new park which has a musical fountain. Okay, students. So please take down the screenshot. Now students, we have completed the chapter clauses. Okay, we have finished this particular chapter. Now let's begin with the chapter subject verb agreement. Okay, let's move on to the another chapter, another topic. Just a second. Okay, new topic would be subject verb agreement. Subject verb agreement. Am I clear? So what is subject verb agreement? What is it? So let's move on with an example so that you could connect what a subject verb agreement means. Read the following sentence carefully. Rita is a good girl. Okay. So what Rita is? Rita is the subject. On her she is the main person of this sentence. Without her, this sentence would be incomplete. So Rita is a good girl. Okay, Rita is what? The subject of the sentence. If we say Rita and Meera are good girls. So Rita and Meera also become the subject of the sentence. Am I clear? Rita is a good girl. Rita is the subject. Rita and Meera are good girls. Rita and Meera become the subject. So in a sentence A, Rita is the subject. It is a singular noun. Okay. We are talking about one particular person. So it is a singular noun. The verb is has been used in a sentence. It is a singular verb. Okay. In a sentence B, Rita and Meera are used, are the subject of the sentence and are in plural form. Okay. And are in plural in number. The verb are has been used, so it becomes the plural verb. Okay. This shows that the verb in a sentence must always agree with the subject in numbers, singular or plural. Means it is saying that subject should always agree, verb should always agree with the subject, with the number of subject that is being talked about. Okay, verb should always be placed according to subject. If the subject is singular, then the verb is singular, and if the subject is plural, then the verb would be plural. So, I was saying, if the noun or pronoun subject in a sentence is singular, the verb must be singular. If it is plural, the verb must be plural. So, it depends how the subject of a sentence is. If it is singular, then the verb becomes the singular. If it is plural, then the verb becomes the plural. Okay? So, if the noun or pronoun are singular or plural, the verbs become accordingly. Am I clear? Now, read the sentences given here. I am a good girl. I is a first person. Okay? You are a good girl. It's a second person you. She is a good girl. She is a third person. So, in the above sentence, pronouns have been used as subject. In sentence C, I is the first person pronoun and is also the subject of the sentence. I is also the subject of the sentence. The verb am is used with it. In D, use the subject and it is the pronoun of the second person, and the verb are has been used there. In sentence E, she is the third person pronoun, is the subject and has been used as the verb. The verb in each sentence changes according to the number and person of the subject. Am I clear? I have already told you that what verb is going to be used depends on the subject of the sentence. Okay? Or the number of person they are talking about. Now, some of the features. In the case of personal pronoun, third person singular pronouns, he, she, it always takes singular verbs in all the tense. Means, for example, he lives in Canada. She loves to drive. A mirror is very useful. It reflects your image. So, the third person singular pronoun always take place singular verbs. So, he, she, it, they all are singular pronoun and they take place of singular verbs. The third person pronoun, they take a plural verb in all tenses. They have presented a play. So, they is a third person and they always takes plural verbs. In this, we use plural verbs. Okay? In singular pronoun, we use singular verb. In plural pronoun, we use plural verbs. For example, they are reading books. So, in this, more than one person is being talked about. The second person, you, always takes a plural verb in all tenses, even if it refers to a single person. So, you always takes the place of what? Plural verb. Even if you is being used for a single person, the verb would be plural. Okay? You are a talented person. So, you here is a singular person, a single subject, but the verb becomes the plural. Okay? So, with you, we always use plural verbs even if the subject is singular. You all are invited to the party. So, in this we are talking about many people. You all, a group of people are being invited to the party. So, with you, either the sentence is used in reference to singular or the plural. The verb always remains plural. Okay? The first person, we, takes a plural verb in all sentence. We are relaxing now. So, with we also use plural verbs. I first person singular takes a singular form am going and was. I take a plural verb while saying I go or I have left. Okay. So with I also there is one exception. With I also we use plural verb when we say I go or I have left. For example, I am swimming. I have finished making the poster. So in this both we have what? We are using I, which is the subject of the sentence. In earlier sentence, I am using, I am swimming becomes the singular subject with singular verb, but the second sentence, I have finished making poster. So this becomes the singular subject with plural verb. Okay, verb verb be can be used as is, am, are, was, were. Verb have may be used as have had, will have, shall have. Okay. Collective nouns usually take singular verbs. So collective noun usually with collective nouns we take singular verbs. This team of players is dedicated. So we don't say this team of players are dedicated. We say this team because we are talking about a collective people, a collective team. So group of people are always we use singular verbs. So this team of players is dedicated. A bunch of roses is decorated in the vase. Okay, we don't say a bunch of roses are decorated in the vase. We say is decorated. So we use singular verb. Now let's move on to the exercise. So the first exercise of this particular chapter, A exercise, fill in the blanks with correct form of verbs given in the bracket. Okay. She dashed to play the piano from Mrs. Gupta. Within brackets, learn. So the answer would be she learns to play the piano from Mrs. Gupta. The next sentence, she dashed delicious pizza. So she makes delicious pizza. How we know which sentence, which word is going to be used? Because within bracket it is given make. Okay. She dashed delicious pizza within bracket make. So we have to use the verb according to the sentence. You dash supposed to to reach the station by now. Within brackets be. So the sentence would be you are supposed to reach the station by now. So the answer is you are. Okay. Now the fourth one. I dash planning to go trekking in the mountain. Within brackets be. I am planning to go trekking in the mountains. So the answer is go. Sorry. Answer is I am. Okay, I am planning. Single subject, singular verb. Okay, singular subject, singular verb, plural subject, plural verb. But there are certain exceptions also. We have already talked about that exceptions. Dash within bracket be, you dash within bracket go out today. So the sentence would be are you going? Sentence would become are you going out today? are you going out today? Okay. So please student, please take down the screenshot so that we could move on with left out exercise. Okay, I hope you have taken the screenshot. Students, taking this screenshot means nothing. You have to write the answers in your copies. Okay, I am checking it. So you have to write these answers in your copies and then I would check your copies. So let's move on to another one. Sixth one. So sixth one is why dash they left within brackets has. So the sentence would be why have they left. Okay. Seventh, a group of trekkers dash be going up the hill within brackets B. So the sentence would be a group of trekkers will be going up the hill. Okay, will be. So the answer is a group of trekkers will be going up the hill. Now the last sentence of this particular exercise. Ram and Roshan dash good friends within bracket B. So we already know with B we use is, am, are, was and were. And with have we use have, had, will have, shall have. Okay. So here Ram and Rohan are good friends. Okay. So the answer is are. Ram and Roshan are good friends. Students, please take down the screenshot. I hope this is clear, students. So we would be continuing this particular chapter in the next class. I hope till then you would try to study this particular chapter and we would continue in the next class. Okay? Till then, bye-bye. Take care.